The strategic partnership between Russia and Iran, formalized in January, was meant to solidify a growing alliance. But with Iran now facing unprecedented attacks, the spotlight is on Vladimir Putin and Russia's ability to provide support. Are Russia's allies in the Middle East crumbling, and what does this mean for Putin's ambitions? This article delves into the evolving dynamics and explores the potential consequences for Russia's geopolitical standing. The collapse of Bashar al-Assad's regime in Syria in December 2024, though perhaps not the end of the world for Russia, was a significant blow. Putin had invested heavily in propping up Assad, sending his air force and the Wagner militia to combat opposition forces. Syria provided Russia with a vital Mediterranean port at Tarsus and an airbase, allowing it to project power into North Africa, Southern Europe, and the Middle East. The new Syrian government ended the lease at the Tarsus port, forcing a Russian retreat. Russia's inability to maintain its influence in Syria exposed a weakness, potentially due to its focus on the conflict in Ukraine. While Russia is attempting to engage with the new Syrian government, the loss of its strategic assets was a clear setback. The situation in Iran presents a far greater challenge for Russia. Iran has been a crucial ally, providing weapons, especially Shahed drones, and helping Russia bypass oil sanctions. Iran and Syria were key components of Russia's vision for a grand alliance of so-called pariah states to counter the United States and NATO. Israel's successful attacks on Iranian military targets, despite Russia's provision of advanced missile defense systems like the S-300 and S-400, have exposed vulnerabilities within Iran. The Iranian supreme leader is reportedly making evacuation plans to Russia, signaling a potential collapse of the regime. The alliance between Russia and Iran is primarily based on their shared opposition to the United States. Iran resents American involvement in the Middle East and its support for Israel. Russia opposes NATO expansion and American influence in Europe. This shared animosity led to cooperation in Syria, where they supported Assad, and in the development of Iran's nuclear program. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Iran became a major supplier of Shahed kamikaze drones, crucial for Russia's war of attrition. Russia, in turn, has been providing Iran with military technology, including satellite technology and potentially advanced missile systems. Despite the strategic partnership, Russia's response to the attacks on Iran has been, well, pretty muted. Russia condemned Israel's actions, but, offered no concrete military support. This lack of intervention really highlights the limitations of the alliance, which seems to be driven more by mutual interest than by any kind of genuine friendship. Historically, Russia and Iran have a complex and often adversarial relationship, marked by wars and competition for influence. Ideologically, the two countries are also pretty distinct, with Iran being a strongly Islamist regime and Russia being, well, a lot more secular. Faced with the potential collapse of its Iranian ally, Putin is attempting to reposition Russia as a mediator in the region. Putin has offered to broker an Israel-Iran deal and even take Iran's uranium into Russia. This shift is really an attempt to increase Russia's influence in the Middle East and establish it as a guarantor of regional security. However, this attempt may be unsuccessful and could potentially sideline Russia in the region. The potential loss of Iran as an ally could have, some significant consequences for Russia. It would degrade Russia's status to that of a regional power, really diminishing its global influence. The loss of Iranian oil smuggling and trade through Iran would honestly further damage Russia's economy. Without Iranian drones, Russia's military capabilities in Ukraine would be significantly weakened. A weakened Russia could embolden the West to shift resources from the Middle East to Europe, strengthening Ukraine. The situations in Iran and Syria actually serve as a warning for Russia. Both countries overextended themselves, which led to their current predicaments. Russia, like Iran, may have miscalculated its capabilities and the strength of Western opposition. While Russia's nuclear arsenal provides a degree of protection, it can't really shield the regime from internal pressures. With fewer allies, Russia faces increasing pressure to resolve its war and economic problems. And honestly, this could potentially lead to instability and collapse. The crumbling of Russia's Middle East alliance represents a pretty significant challenge to Putin's ambitions. The loss of strategic assets, economic partnerships, and military support could weaken Russia's global influence and create internal instability. Whether Putin can adapt and navigate these challenges remains to be seen, but the future of Russia's role on the world stage, well, it really hangs in the balance. What do you think? Will Russia be able to maintain its influence in the Middle East, or is it destined to become a regional power? Go ahead and share your thoughts in the comments below.